What to do if MacBook suddenly prompts that the storage space is insufficient? The new 14-inch M3 MacBook Pro A2918 that a fan just bought. The storage space is only 512 grams. Today we are going to upgrade 2 terabytes. Remove the fixing screws of the rear cover. The internal motherboard layout looks very neat. Disconnect the battery cable and make sure the motherboard is completely powered off. Separate the touchpad cable from the motherboard. Unscrew the battery connector screw. Before expanding the hard disk, first carefully tear off the surrounding protective tape and stickers. Make sure to keep the motherboard clean during the process of removing and installing the hard drive. Before replacing, mark the original small capacity hard drive. We can see that there are 2 hard disk slots on the motherboard. The maximum capacity that can be installed in each hard disk slot is 1 terabyte. So this machine can only be upgraded to a maximum of 2 TB of storage space. For this onboard soldering particles, we use all original new particles. If you want to expand the capacity, you can only replace the SSD and you cannot increase the capacity on the original basis. After removing the SSD, the residual black glue on the pad needs to be cleaned. And make each solder joint smooth. Starting with the M2 MacBook, Apple uses this 315-pin memory chip. On a tiny chip, integrated 315 very dense solder joints. If you make a mistake, causes one of the useful points to be lost. Will cause irreversible consequences. Maybe this MacBook will never boot up again. All models of M1, M2 and M3 can support SSD expansion. SSD range from 2 terabytes to 4 terabytes to 8 terabytes. After the black glue and residual tin of the soldering pad are leveled, clean the soldering oil on the surface. Solder the 2 1 terabyte SSD to be installed. 315 solder joints art unevenly. Keep the temperature moderate. Excessive temperature may cause direct damage to the SSD. After all preparations are completed, start installing 2 single-chip 1 terabyte hard drives. The 315 solder points on the chip are perfectly aligned with the corresponding 315 points on the motherboard. The hot air gun gently heats the chip surface. Use tweezers to gently push the hard drive. The hard disk has slight floating. It means the welding is okay. After the hard disk is completely welded, seal the hard drive with protective vinyl, curing with green oil curing lamp. Then put the protective stickers and tapes around the hard drive back to their original positions. Maintain the original factory condition and clean all the surrounding operation traces. After everything is done, okay. Let's take a look at the peripheral status of the hard disk after expansion. There are almost no traces. After all the equipment is installed, enter the system and confirm the hard disk capacity again. The original 512 grams has been displayed as 2 TB.